if you're able to hear me at all.
Of actually putting the thing together. It's not total bummer. That's why I decided to make this video. It's way more fun. So, there's a long story actually. Kind of putting together a phone. So, anyway, basically, what happened was I tore it apart, and you saw that video. You know, I don't think there's enough light here. I'll have to drive somewhere else as soon as I get it out of gear. Oh, but I'm going to give you a cool view. So basically what happened was I got it torn apart, and it sat there. Oh no, I brought the head, the cylinder head. Oh boy, big log. There we go. Anyway, I brought the cylinder head to a machine shop. Well, shop said, oh yeah, we'll take a look at it. I said, you know, go ahead, clean the valves and do whatever you need to. You probably can't hear me, and I don't want to say this all again, so I'm just going to do this somewhere else. Alright, so here's the deal. I tore it all apart, saw the head, and I was like, oh, I took the cylinder off, and I looked at the cylinder, and I was like, meh, it looks okay to me. So I decided to bring it to a machine shop to have them look it over and let me know if I needed to get an oversized piston and oversized rings. Well, they said, no, it looks fine. You put the stock stuff back in it. And I said, well, can you do the valves? Just, you know, clean them up. I don't know if you need to do a valve job, valve guides, valve seals, seats, I don't know. Make it right. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, 30 bucks. I was like, 30 bucks? Sweet. He's like, it'll take 7 days. I was like, okay, alright, great. I'll come pick it up in 7 days. Well, I called. Actually, no. He took my number and he said, I'll call you when it's ready. And so I was like, okay. So I waited 7 days. He never called. 14th day, I was like, what is going on? So I called him And he's like, oh, yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. And so a week went by, another week went by, so we're at 3 weeks. And I called back, and I got a different guy, the actual owner of the shop, and he's like, yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff. He handles all that. I'll have him call you. And I was like, okay. Do you want my number? He's like, no. And they never called me. So at the same day, at the end of the day, I called and I got the guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, I was just working on it now, and it looks like it's going to need valve seals. I was like, okay, I'll get some. Can't you get some? And he's like, well, I generally, you can go ahead and get them. And I was like, okay, I'll get them. So I get online, I order valve seals, or valve... Anyway, I ordered the wrong thing. Total wrong thing. Takes 3-4 days to get in. We're at like 4 weeks now. And I bring them over, and he's like, oh, these aren't what I need. I need valve seals. I was like, oh, okay. So then I ordered what I needed, and I had already bought a gasket kit for this thing. And I asked him, I said, are there any chance those would be in the gasket kit? Because I ordered one of those. And he's like, nope, they never come in the gasket kit. So I got them in, I looked at them, and there I have a set in the gasket kit that I've had for 4 weeks. I could have easily put them on in 2 seconds. And all he did was sandblast the head, so it's pretty, and maybe he lapped the valves, which I could have done. So 4.5, 5 weeks went by. It still only cost me $30, but it was way more expensive in time. This four-wheeler sat apart in the middle of my garage for 5 weeks, because I didn't dare move anything, because I'd never put it back together right. So again, relying on someone else to do something and doesn't work out. So anyway, I got all this stuff back, and I was so mad at that point that I didn't take any videos of putting it back together, and I couldn't figure out how to turn the camera on and off while I was greasy, and so I just threw it all back together one night, and it started. The fuel thing ended up just being what I thought, is that there wasn't enough compression to actually pump the fuel pump. And yeah, now it runs. So it's still technically in its break-in period, and honestly, it feels like it has less power. So I don't know if that's because it's a little over full of oil. I guess in the beginning you put a certain type of oil in, and then you can switch over to some other type of oil, and I put whatever the hell I had. It's not hybrid, or it's not hybrid, it's not synthetic. Yeah, it's supposed to take SAE 10W40, and I put in SAE 30 for breaking it in. But it seems to be just fine. That's what it looks like. Yeah, so this is a really long video. Anyway, I put the winch back on, and unfortunately, when I put the winch back on, one of these things got loose. Ooh, a spider. And I twisted it to tighten it, and I think I broke it off inside. And now the winch cable shorts out on the body when I'm reeling it back in. So I think it's toast. Anyway, four-wheeler for sale. Fresh rebuild. Never been smoked in. Never driven in the winter. Winch. Just kidding. Anyway, so that's the four-wheeler, and hopefully you got a little tour around the property. Well, maybe I can give you another tour down the driveway, just because that's so damn fun.